This is multivariate technique. I think, is it visible to all? Can you see this slide?
Yes,
PPT?
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank, thank you. Now today we are discussing the structural equation modeling. So structural equation modeling, it is a type of multivariate techniques. So there are three types of technique. One is one technique that is univariate technique, where only the two variables, sorry, one variable. One variable means we analyze only one variable. And second, the bivariate technique. In a bivariate technique, we analyze two variable at a time. And in structural equation modeling, when we have more than two variable, this type of techniques known as multivariate techniques. So in a univariate technique, we analyze one variable, bivariate two, and multivariate more than two. More than two means like uh, multiple regression analysis, b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3 and so on. Okay, these are many variables, several many variables, 1 2 3 4 and so on, more than two, one this dependent variable. Now question is the CFA. There are two things. One is CFA and another is SEM. SEM means structural equation modeling. So how these two techniques, CFA and structural equation modeling, different from the other multivariate technique like the multiple regression analysis, discriminant, logistic, MANOVA, conjoint, canonical, and in interdependence, the exploratory, cluster, multidimensional, corresponding. So how these two means structural equation modeling and the confirmatory factor analysis different from the other multivariate technique. Now question is this. So in the other technique, so basically first we divide the multivariate technique in two. One is dependence technique and another is interdependence technique. In a dependence technique, either we are performing multiple regression analysis, discriminant analysis, logistic regression, MANOVA, conjoint, canonical. So here we test our hypothesis. Okay. Dependence technique, it means there is a relationship between the two variable. Means if we change in X, the outcome variable will change. Okay. So there is a dependence relationship between the two, X and Y. And interdependence technique, here we do not find any relationship between the two variables. Okay, in interdependence, either exploratory factor analysis, cluster analysis, confirmatory factor analysis, multidimensional, or correspondence analysis. The purpose is different. Now hypothesis testing means here we can, like in this multiple regression analysis, so one dependent variable and several independent variables, so we can know the significant impact of independent variables on the dependent variables. Okay, so here this is my one independent variable, this is another, second, third. Okay, for example, dependent variable is sales. So sales may be depend on advertising expenses. Sales may be depend on discount. Sales may be depend on after sales service. So there are many variables. Okay. So here in a hypothesis, so we assume that there are two hypotheses. The We want to know whether these independent variables significantly contributing to the dependent variable or not. So in a null hypothesis, we assume there is no impact or there is no relationship between advertising expenses and sales. But alternate hypothesis says yes, there is a significant difference between the advertising expenses and sales. So here we can check our hypothesis in this dependence technique. Okay. Now the structural equation modeling and confirmatory factor analysis. So here the confirmatory factor analysis, it is same as the EFA. EFA means exploratory, or we can say it is equivalent to uh, exploratory factor analysis, CFA, and this. And another is the structural equation modeling, multiple regression analysis, and SEM. Okay, so it is just like multiple regression analysis, structural equation modeling. So what is the basic difference in exploratory factor analysis and confirmatory factor analysis, and as well as MRA, multiple regression analysis, and structural equation modeling? So first of all, we will understand the difference between the two. Okay. Now the EFA, basically in a EFA, the purpose of it means, so when we perform the CFA, confirmatory factor analysis, or a structural equation modeling, so we should have idea of exploratory factor analysis and as well as multiple regression analysis. Okay, so before applying the structural equation modeling, we should understand the concept of exploratory factor analysis and as well as multiple regression analysis. So in a exploratory factor analysis, like this, so the EFA, the purpose of EFA, yesterday we discussed the data reduction and summarization. So in a EFA, so EFA, these are our this is the matrix, factor matrix. Okay, so here we can see these are the variables like v1, v2, v3, v4. Basically these are the questions, v4, v5, v6, and so on. And these are factors f1, f2, f f3, f4. This is factor matrix, and this is the correlation between the two variable, like 0.98, 0.97. In another matrix it is 0.83, 0.87, 0.78, 0.89. Okay, so in a EFA, this is highly related, this variable v1 highly related with this, and less value here 0.12 something, 0.11 and 0.02. Okay, and say and another variables related with f2 0.10, 0.12 and 0.00. Okay, this is. So in EFA, the this particular variable v1 highly related with this f1 factor and less related with the other factors. And here we assume that this v1 variable highly related with this and less related with the other factors f2, f3, f4. But in structural equation modeling, we assume the this factor, especially the f1, is highly related only with the with f1, and it is unrelated with the other factors. So in the case of the CFA, so this is highly related and it is unrelated. Theoretically, we assume this is the correlation between v1 and f2 0, and this is 0, this factor, and it is 0, and it is highly related with this, and all the the relationship with the v2 variable other factors 0 0. Okay, in the and the one another difference the EFA. Yes sir.
सर सर ये V फॉर वेरिएबल है सर, ये F1 F2 क्या है, ये फैक्टर
कौन
है?
सा?
ये F1 F2 F3 F4 ये
हाँ
फैक्टर
हाँ
है?
भैया अमित फैक्टर है ये। ठीक है
ओ,
भैया, चैट बॉक्स के थ्रू पूछ लिया करो अमित, है ना? ठीक है
ओके
बेटा,
सर।
ठीक, ओके। Okay, so sorry, this is so so these are the factors f1 f2 f3 and f4, and the v1 v2 v3, these are the variables and questions. So these are the questions. So I was talking about the variable in a CFA. This is highly related to only one variable and unrelated or no correlation between the variable 1 and factor 2. No correlation with other factors F3 and F4. And in a EFA, the variables or questions we selected on the basis of the value of factor loading, means statistically significance. The statistically significant means key, see whatever variable the particular variable has high value we retain, and low value of the factor loading like 0.3 or 0.28 we do not retain in our study. So the highly factor loading variables we retain, and rest of the uh, the variables we do not take into our study. But in CFA, it is pre-planned, means pre-specified. So in a EFA, we are reducing 50 variables into 20. Okay, but in CFA, we are using only 20. Here, we are not data reducing in the CFA. The purpose of CFA not data reduction and summarization. Already we have reduced the data. Whatever questions we are taking in CFA, it is valid questions. Means, uh, for example, if I am taking 20 questions in performing the CFA, so the 20 questions divided into five factors, five or four or five factors, means factor 1, factor 2, factor 3 and factor 4. So every factor has four or five questions, four or five questions, five or questions. So it is pre-decided. In the case of the CFA, whatever questions we are taking, it is pre-decided, and through theory, whatever theory we are using, we are taking all the questions from the theory. Okay, because in a quantitative research we test the theories, so it is pre-decided that if we want to apply the confirmatory factor analysis, it is pre-decided that we will take 25 questions, and the 25 questions will be divided into five or six factors, and each factor has four or five questions. So it is pre-decided in case of the CFA. And another the difference of the structural equation modeling and the SEM is this: the other means either multiple regression analysis, discriminant logistic regression. So here we find one relationship. One means, like in case of the discriminant analysis. So discriminant analysis, it is a non-metric data dependent variable, and x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4, these are our independent variable. So x1, x2, x3, x4 all are IV and metric. It is a condition of the discriminant analysis, dependent variables should be non-metric and all the independent variables should be metric form. So means for example, in case of y, there is y means x1 plus x2 plus x3. These are the independent. Means when we want to know the relationship of these independent variables with this, so in one time we can check the one relationship. Okay, one time we can check the relationship of one dependent variable with another dependent variable. But in structural equation modeling, simultaneously we can use many multiple regression analysis, like it's a structure of equations like b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3. This is my one equation. Second, maybe the y2 equal to b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3, and another y3 equal to b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3, and so on. So like 25 or 30, whatever. So for example, 30 equations I am taking here. So b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3, and so on. So simultaneously we can analyze all the equations at a time. So this is the basic difference, the other multivariate technique and the structural equation modeling. In a structural equation, it's a structure of equation. Structure, it's a structure of equations. That is why its name is structural equation modeling. Means it's a large number of the equations we are analyzing. Okay, so this is the one thing, and second, the other the like we use path diagram, like in case of the factor matrix, so we can write it as this this exploratory factor analysis, like the EFA. So this is EFA, and what is the factor matrix? So factor matrix is this. This is factor matrix, like the in the first column variables means questions v1 v2 v3 v4 v5 v6 v7 and v20. These are the factors f1 f2 f3. Okay, three factors. So the value highly related 0 0.9, 0.89, 0.88 or 0.73, 0.68, 0.92, 0.88. Okay, so we can present this EFA in a path diagram. So these are the three, basically these are f1, f2, f3 are latent variable. So we can show it like this. This is the factor 1. And how many question? It has 2, v1 and v2. So this is v1 and it is v2. So this is, now you can see this and this. Another variable, that is f2, it has two questions, v3 and v4. This is our question. And another factor, so we can write it into the picture form, v5 and v6. V6. Okay, and then it is the related, there is a correlation between the factor. So this is the way to present the, so in the CFA we present our CFA, it is just like equal to the EFA. This is our CFA, confirmatory factor analysis. In a confirmatory factor analysis, we confirm whatever the theory we are taking, and it is known as also a measurement model, measurement model, or CFA. It's the same thing, measurement model or CFA. Okay, so this is the confirmatory factor analysis, and another is so after this, first of all we confirm our factor analysis, means confirmatory factor analysis, and after that we specify the uh, model like this. For example, this one is f, and then another variables f2 and f3. So here there is a relationship this type, and the and it has two questions there. Here you can see, and the two questions, this is the, so first, in the first step we confirm the factor analysis, means confirm it, we use measurement model, and in the second case, after the CFA, conducting the CFA, we identify our exogenous and endogenous variables. Okay, exogenous, there are two terms, exogenous and endogenous variables. So exogenous construct means it is the equivalent of the independent multiple independent variables. Okay, and endogenous means it's equivalent of multiple dependent variables. So what does it mean? Here we do not use the term dependent and independent variables. Here we use the term the endogenous, which is equivalent to dependent variable, and exogenous for independent variable. So here the purpose of the exogenous and endogenous, basically these are the construct latent variables, and so after the using confirmatory factor analysis, we specify, we find which one is endogenous variable and which one is exogenous. So these f2 and f3 are exogenous, means independent variable. They are influencing the variable f1, the f3 influencing the variable f1. So this is our endogenous, and these two are exogenous. Exogenous means independent variable. So here it is the relationship, like the in a regression analysis. So like we can see the, this is my regression analysis, b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2, okay, plus errata. So we can write it like this one. This is my y dependent variable, and it is influencing this. So it is the x1. So x1 relationship this. So I can write it in the picture form, path diagram, same equation. So this is x2, and there is a correlation. So same thing, same equation we can write this way. So in a path diagram, so we use path diagram in the uh, structural equation modeling to explain the phenomena. Now so I am taking some slides to explain the basic things, and I think it is visible to you. Can you see?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Arrow sign is from f2. Okay. Arrow because arrow f1 latent variable. Okay. Now the structural equation modeling. So what is structural equation modeling? It is a family of statistical model that seek to explain the relationship among multiple variables. Multiple variables means large number of regression equations. It is a statistical technique, statistical model that seek to explain the relationship among multiple variables. To do so, it examines the structure. Structure means multiple equations of interrelationship expressed in a series of equations similar to series of multiple regression analysis. This technique basically we use the two things, concept of multiple, we apply concept of multiple regression analysis and exploratory factor analysis. Okay, now you can see the this is the complete path diagram. So the complete path diagram, so basically through this particular model we are testing our theory. Okay, so in this case we can see we have 5 variables. This is the endogenous variable, this one endogenous variable, this is endogenous variable, and these all three are exogenous variable: price, service, atmosphere. So the advantage of the structural equation modeling is this. So the one variable which is now dependent variable, it will be the independent variable with respect to the other variable. Means simultaneously we can analyze the same thing. Means we do not need to perform 2 times like in case of the other multivariate technique. So here y equal to b0 plus b0 b1 x1 plus b2 x2 and so on. Okay, now here the y is sales, this is dv, and the other independent variable advertising expenses. Okay, so this is dependent variable. If we want to find the profit, then what will we do? Again, we will create the another regression equation b1 b2 x1 plus b2 x2. Okay, now this is a profit. This is profit, and x1 is the sales. Here it is dependent variable, but with respect to this profit variable, this sale become the independent variable. So in case of the structural equation modeling, we do not need to write 2 times. So here the customer satisfaction, customer share, it is depend on the price, service and atmosphere. So this now it is endogenous variable, and these are the exogenous variable, exogenous variables. So only 3 exogenous variable are influencing the customer share. So it is endogenous. But when we take a relationship with the other and variable customer commitment, this is our relationship, then this endogenous becomes the exogenous variable, means independent, and this one is endogenous variable. So it was different type of variable with respect to the other variable, and now the variable or it is different for this particular relationship. So in a structural equation modeling, we test our hypothesis like this one hypothesis, whether price significantly contributing to the customer share or not, services contributing to not, atmosphere contributing to not. Okay, so there are 4 hypotheses we can develop. But in case of the confirmatory factor analysis, I told you it is a interdependence technique, and there is no need and we do not check the hypothesis. So in the first step, so we use the confirmatory factor analysis, like we treat all the variables as a exogenous variable. There are five mm, 5 variables. Okay, every uh, latent variable, these are the latent variable basically, like this is price, service, atmosphere, and customer share and customer commitment. So it has four questions, means x1, x2, x3. So I can write here this x1, x2, x3, x4. These are the and the arrow. Why I am taking arrow the from latent to this? So the reason simple, these are the dependent variable respect to this. This is our latent variable price, that is latent variable. It means yesterday I told you about the in a exploratory factor analysis, like flu. There is a latent variable flu. So we cannot identify flu without the observed variable. So I told you there is cough and chills and temperature. These are the why I am taking the arrow from flu to these observed variable, because it is unobserved variable and these are the observed variable. So these, because these are dependent, these variables, arrow from the factor to the rectangle. Rectangle means observed variable. So because these are influencing by the flow. If cough means or high fever, because I have high flu or viral. Okay, it may be another construct, viral. Okay, viral fever. So why? Because less viral, less fever. High high viral, high fever. So it is influencing to these variables. That is why arrow from factor to this. And there are two types of relationship in the structural equation modeling. The one is the formative measurement model. This is uh, formative measurement model, and another reflective. Reflective means these variables. This is the viral, simple viral. So these are the questions x1, x2, x3. The one is high fever, another may be body, and the third means so headache. Okay, and this is these are the reflective, the reflection of the viral. We can reflect through these symptoms. These are the symptoms. So but what is this is the type of reflective. And formative means who are forming the viral, who formed the viral. So there may be the cold, due to cold. These are the factors who influencing this. So when we in a formative, the arrow will be the this type, this the arrow will be reverse, because these are forming the viral. So in a SPSS, sorry, in a structural equation modeling with AMOS, so we perform only reflective type measurement model. And in our social science research, generally 95% of our research is based on the reflective measurement model. And we cannot perform formative measurement model in this. So we perform through the another software is Smart PLS. It means PLS SEM. It is the covariance based structural equation modeling. Okay, now.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I'm getting confused. Are not these x1, x2, x3 variables are independent variables for price?
Independent variable price, yes, हो सकते हैं. Why not?
प्राइस के लिए इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स नहीं
Yes,
होगा?
yes, yes, yes. देखिए इंडिपेंडेंट डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, द इंडिपेंडेंट एंड डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल चेंज हो सकते हैं किसी भी अलग वेरिएबल की रिलेशनशिप के लिए. अभी प्राइस में बी डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, बट प्राइस वुड बी द independent variable with respect to sales, because if we rise the price, the sale will down. If we reduce the price, sale will high. So the price also uh, act as a dependent and independent variable, but it is uh, means कि relationship किसके साथ हम देख रहे हैं वो इसका नेचर चेंज हो जाता है. ठीक है. Okay, so सीरीज इक्वेशन, ऑटो कोरिलेशन। सो देखिए, ऑटो कोरिलेशन की अभी हम यहाँ बात नहीं कर रहे हैं मैडम। ऑटो कोरिलेशन बेसिकली वी चेक व्हेन दी टाइम सीरीज डेटा के लिए बेसिकली ऑटो कोरिलेशन की प्रॉब्लम आती है। तो जिसमें टाइम सीरीज डेटा होगा, इसमें मल्टी कोलरिटी का इशू भी हो सकता है। ओके, it's a complete path diagram, and then the prerequisite I discussed: multiple regression analysis, exploratory analysis. Now structural equation modeling. So the no model should be developed for use with SEM without some underlying theory. It means, it is very important point, means without theory we should not perform structural equation modeling. Theory is needed to develop both the measurement model specification and structural equation model specification. What does it mean, measurement model specification? Measurement model specification means this is my the measurement model specification means this is the measurement model specification. These are the variables. Okay, and these are observed variable: x1, x2, x3, x4, x4, x5, x6. Okay, so these are the observed variables. These are the observed variable, and the covariance. So it's a measurement model specification. And structural model means, for example, this one is F1, F2, F3. When we find which one is endogenous and which one is exogenous, and then we give the relationship, the F1 related to the F2, and this is F3 oval shape. This is it. It's a structural model specification. So it means if we are performing the structural equation modeling, we should go through the theory of the particular phenomena. If I want to know the attitude or buyer behavior, then I should follow the theory of planned behavior. It means whatever theory you are using, so we can test through the structural equation modeling. So theory is must. Without theory we cannot say, means if we want to perform the structural equation modeling in our research paper, so through literature review we find the theory, which theory we want to explain through the structural equation modeling. ये नहीं कि हमने क्वेश्चंस बना लिया, बाद में हम चाहते हैं कि हम इसमें स्ट्रक्चरल इक्वेशन मॉडलिंग यूज कर लें, नो। तो इसके लिए वी शुड use the theory. Second, model dependence relationship represented with the single-headed arrow. Single-headed arrow means when we see the relationship, this is the single-headed arrow. This is the dependence relationship, and the correlation relationship when we take the covariance between the two variables, like this is double-headed arrow means this arrow. This is the covariance, correlation. Okay. Distinguished features. Now the term exogenous and endogenous term, I will use these two terms in CFA and SEM. Exogenous are the latent multi-item equivalent of independent variables. So here the term exogenous, multi-item equivalent of independent variables, because in our study we use dependent and independent variables. So, and endogenous, so this is the multi-item equivalent to dependent variables. So we use two terms exogenous and endogenous instead of the instead of dependent and independent variable. So next, the unobserved and observed variable. So unobserved variable means this is the oval shape. This oval shape, it is unobserved variable, and observed variable means this rectangle. Okay, this is, so unobserved variable means latent construct or concept that can be only be approximately by observable or measurable indicator variable. So through this structural equation modeling, we find the unobserved variable, means observed variables. So unobserved variables means these are the latent phenomena. We want to know these construct by using the observed variables. For example, the satisfaction, it is the unobserved variable. So how do we know the this concept? So through some questions, so we can ask the questions, and these are the questions x1, x2, x3. Okay, and through these questions we can identify, yes, this is the this particular concept we are talking about, the satisfaction. So only question related to the satisfaction, like in the this swine flu, that is the unobserved phenomena. So we cannot directly identify to just see someone and we can say this person has a flu or not, unless he tell us some symptoms. These are the questions, symptoms x1, x2. More symptoms, we will be more sure that this is the particular uh, phenomena. Okay, so these are the symptoms. So these are the questions. So on the basis of questions, we identify the latent phenomena which directly cannot be observed. So there are two terms we use here: unobserved variable and observed variable. So unobserved variable means oval shape, and observed variable means the observed variable in a rectangle we showed. Now the reflective measurement, I told you there are two types of measurement theory or model, one reflective and another formative. So in the assume that the latent constructs cause the measured indicator variables. This is the latent construct. And what is the latent construct? Like stress. This is stress. So stress is influencing the BP. BP. If you are high stress, your BP will be high. If you are high stress, your nervousness would be high. If you are the another variable, if you have high stress, then frigidity, you feel frigid. So these are the reflectors. These are reflecting this particular construct. So this stress directly we cannot observe, but if someone has high blood pressure, then we can say you may have some stress. Because of stress, your blood pressure is high. You are feeling nervousness because you have any stress. You are feeling frigidity, it means you are stressed. So these variables are these dependent variable with respect to this stress. Okay, because these are depending on the stress. This is unobserved variable stress. So this model is known as the reflective measurement model. And in our social science research, generally we use 95% models are reflective measurement models. Now second is the formative measurement model. So stress, this stress is the stress. Who are the factors who giving the stress of particular person? So difficult boss. Your boss is not good, so he is influencing your stress. Means when troubled home, your kid or your wife is not good, then you may be in stress. So poor work evaluation, or you have some borrow money from others, then you may be stress कि मैं कैसे पैसा चुकाऊंगा, या तो उससे स्ट्रेस आ गई. तो these are the factors influencing the stress. So now arrow from this to this, because this is now dependent variable stress, and who are influencing these 3 or 4 or 5 variables influencing this stress. So this is formative measurement model. So in our social science research, now you will see, especially in structural equation modeling, so whether this type of structural relationship you can see. So the arrow always of the indicator to the construct. So no, sorry, this type arrow होगा इस तरह से हमारा जो एरो फ्रॉम कंस्ट्रक्ट टू these indicators जो है हमारा ये एरो होगा हमारा फॉर्मेटिव इसमें रिफ्लेक्टिव मेजरमेंट मॉडल में, और यही हम परफॉर्म करते हैं इसमें. ओके. Now endogenous and exogenous variables. This is exogenous construct and this is endogenous. Endogenous why? Because arrow from the single-headed arrow give us the dependence relationship, and these are the x1, x2, x3 are observed variable. This is unobserved variable. So unobserved variable or unobserved phenomena can be observed, can be find through the using of observed variable, observed or measured variables. मेजर्ड वेरिएबल कि जो क्वेश्चंस हम अपनी स्टडी में ले रहे हैं 1 2 3 4 5, so these questions are basically x1 x2 x3, इनको हम बोलेंगे ऑब्जर्व्ड वेरिएबल्स. जो हमने रेस्पोंडेंट से फिल कराया डेटा, दीज आर दी ऑब्जर्व्ड वेरिएबल्स. ओके. एंड अनऑब्जर्व्ड, जब हम इनको व्हेन वी कंबाइन ओनली 4 और 5 फैक्टर इनटू 1, देन इट बिकम्स द अनऑब्जर्व्ड. मीन दीज आर दी indicators or reflectors or observed variables. Same as, so in a dependence we can see here y1 y2. Y means dependence, dependent variable. So it's a combination of the all the 4 or 5. So it is endogenous construct, and exogenous means it is equivalent to the multiple independent variables. And this is the path loading. So path loading means factor loading. So it is same as in the factor matrix, like there are two, this is my matrix, you can see here factor matrix. So I am creating the factor matrix. This is the factor matrix. So same thing, factor matrix can be represented through the path diagram. So these are the factor exogenous, and this one is endogenous, and these are the variable like x1, x2, x3, x4, x, y1, y2, y3, y4. And what is the this is the factor loading, the value. This is the factor loading value, factor loading value, factor loading value, factor loading value. These are the values. So this is represented, this x1 is here, you can see, and the factor this. So this is the factor loading value. This the different types of relationship involved in. If x and this oval shape, this is construct basically, and x means it's a relationship between construct and measured variable. These are the measured variable. Whatever questions we are taking in our study to perform the structural equation modeling, all are the measured variable. These are the x measured variable, y measured variable. Here the one construct and the 3 measured variable, and this is the dependence relationship, construct to construct, and this is covariance or correlational relationship. Now the observed covariance matrix and estimated covariance matrix. Observed means whatever data we are collecting from the field, that is observed data, and estimated means through formula. So this the difference between means the difference between observed and estimated should be less. For example, the value of this observed covariance matrix 1 and the value of my estimated covariance element is this. So what is the, this is the 0.05. Okay, so this if our estimated value away from the observed, then our model will not be fit. So we check the goodness of fit our model by using absolute fit index, incremental fit index, parsimonious fit index, and the value of these fit indices should be greater than 0.95. Okay, so if it is less, it means the model fit is poor, model not fit. So the closer these are, the better the fit. When they are equal, the fit is perfect. Now confirmatory factor analysis. So it is similar to, I have explained it, it is similar to EFA in some respect, but philosophically it is quite different. With CFA, the researcher in the CFA, a researcher must specify both the number of factors and that exist within a set of variable, which factor each variable will load highly on before result be computed. It means in advance, we decide that we will take 4 factors like factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4, and each factor has 4 or 5 variables. So it is the which factor will, it is the number of factors that exist within a set of variable. So researcher basically specify, but this technique does not assign variable to factors. Instead, researcher must be able to make this assignment before any result be obtained. It means the researcher's priori pattern of factor loading represent the actual data. Means we decide in advance that which questions we should take in a particular factor. In EFA, basically we select variable on the basis of the statistically value. So the highly load value we take. So in the, when we perform the exploratory factor analysis, like a 0.78 value, 0.82, so those factors value high, we retain those factors. Confirmatory. Now the CF and construct validity. Now we should understand the concept of CFA and construct validity. It means we are performing the particular theory. We are explaining the theory through the CFA and measurement means CFA and SEM. Now what is construct validity? This construct validity is to which a set of measured variable actually represent the theoretical latent construct they are designed to measure. Means whatever construct we are taking, this is the construct. Okay, if I am taking the questions to explain this satisfaction, so and there are some variables related to the satisfaction, like I can ask the I like this product, okay, this is the one question. I am satisfied this product. Then third question may be I will buy again this product. Then fourth question, I will recommend to others to buy this product. Means all are questions explaining the concept of satisfaction. If you are satisfied, then you will buy again that product. If you're satisfied, then you will recommend to others. If you're satisfied, you will like the product. If you are satisfied, you will write the I am satisfied means. So these are the set of measured variables actually representing the theoretical latent construct. What is the latent construct? Satisfaction. They're designed to measure. So whether these questions are appropriately telling the concept of satisfaction or not, so we check it. This is the construct validity, whether our construct is valid or not. So who will tell us? So these four terms will tell us whether our these questions are valid for to explaining the phenomena of satisfaction or not. One is convergent validity, discriminant validity, nomological validity, and phase validity. Okay, these. So whatever construct we are taking to explain the particular structural equation modeling, then we uh, test the or estimate the construct validity. For example, I am performing the particular phenomena and I am taking the five construct. So these are the five construct, and each construct has 3 or 4 questions like this: x1, x2, x3. Okay, so these are the questions. Now we find the convergent validity or construct validity. These are the construct. So we will find the validity of this construct, this construct, this construct, this construct, this construct, and each construct. So this construct validity, how will we find? There are these 4 things we find. One is convergent validity, second discriminant validity, nomological validity, and phase validity. So how to find the convergent validity? There are 3 methods. One is value of factor loadings, variance extracted, reliability. So through this we can find this particular construct validity, this construct. So hello.
Convenience fees. Yes, you heard.
Okay, so now the 3 approaches. One is for example, I want to find the convergent validity this construct. Okay, so this is my factor matrix. This is the my factor 1, f2, f3, f4. Okay, so these are the variables. These are questions v1, v2, v3. One is factor loading, and this should be greater than 0.714. So the factor loading value should be theoretically greater than 0.74. Second is the variance extracted, means AVE, average variance extracted, its value greater than the 50%. What does it mean? So if we find any variable which factor loading not the above the 0.74, and if someone factor loading value is less than the 0.74, like 0.68, then another variable value should be 0.0 this. It means in an average variance extracted means square of this factor loading, square of this factor loading, square of this factor loading, and then add and divide by the 3 questions. So this should become greater than 0.5, or when we convert it into the factor, then it becomes the 50%. Okay, so if any particular individual variable factor loading less than this, then there is no problem. We have another method to find the convergent validity through average variance extracted. And third is the construct reliability. It is not reliability. There are the 2 term reliability and validity. It's not a Cronbach reliability. I am talking about here composite reliability, construct reliability. No? So the composite reliability, its value should be greater than 0.7. If it is greater than 0.7, then the whatever questions we are taking in our study for particular construct, it will be good. Okay. Now second, the term, the discriminant validity. Discriminant validity basically find through this is the discriminant validity. And for example, I am taking in my study 5 construct. So this is my table, and these are the, this is the matrix discriminant. The concept of this is AVE, means average variance extracted in a principal diagonal, and the factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4, factor 5. These are the 5 factor. Factor F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. Okay. So these are the value. So average variance extracted, I told you the all the average variance extracted value should be greater than 0.5. So this is the, these are the value like 0.56, 0.53, 0.62, 0.71 and 0.51. Okay, these are the in a, so so lower triangular matrix and upper triangular matrix and lower triangular matrix, it is basically symmetric matrix. Okay, so I am taking the value, the F1, the F1, this is the correlation, F1 correlated with this. So here I am taking the value of SIC. SIC means squared inter construct correlation. SIC means squared interconstruct correlation. Means we will take the correlation of the F1 with F2 and then squared. I have written here squared interconstruct correlation. So if first of all I will take the correlation of F1 and F2 and then square, and this value, for example 0.23, this is 0.21, 0.11, these are the values. Okay, it in a discriminant analysis means the particular this factor unrelated with this factor, this F1 should be unrelated with other 4 factors, and this and like F2 also unrelated with the other factors. So discriminant means this particular factor telling about the particular phenomena, means construct ke bare mein, and this one is telling about the particular phenomena, particular construct. So it is unrelated. This is the, these are the unrelated factor. So these should be discriminate. So how do you find whether all the variable are discriminating the different concept or not? Through this matrix, and the average variance construct value should be greater than of the off diagonal values. These are the off diagonal values. These all values should be less than these value 0.56. This should be less than 0.56 points. So all the value should be less than this. Then we can say there is a no issue of discriminant analysis. So generally through our data we find convergent validity and discriminant validity, and we do not show the validity nomological and phase validity. So generally we show report the convergent and discriminant validity in our research papers. So in a nomological validity, what does it mean? The nomological validity, basically it's if my theory, the what is the theory? Theory, it is the price and sales of the commodity. Okay, so if you increase the sales, then what would be, if you increase the price, what would be the sale naturally maybe the decline, and if you reduce the price, sale may be increased. So there is a negative or inverse relationship between the price and sales. Okay, now nomological validity. So so through whatever theory we are taking, this is the theory, and theory says you reduce the price and sale will be higher. And if our results are coming, and the relationship in a relation, these factors f1, f2, f3, f4. So for example, this is my f1 and this is f2, so there is inverse relationship. If when we find the model, then relationship between f1 f2 should be same as the theory is suggested. Okay, if theory is saying there is a negative relationship between f1 and f2, then our results, whatever results we are getting, it should be the follow the theory. And next is a face validity. Face or content validity, basically face or content validity, we go through the literature review. Through literature review, whatever constructs we are taking in our study, and each construct has some four or five four or five four or five four or five questions. Okay, like fact, the this is the first factor. So whatever questions we are taking in our study to explain the particular theory, whether these questions are valid or not, so through means it should be justified. If I want to explain the term satisfaction, so I should take the particular scale which earlier used by the some other researcher. So whatever questions we are taking, we should justify, and we will give the supporting documents. You cannot take any question in your own choice when you are performing the structural equation modeling, because I told you initially, structural equation modeling cannot perform without theory. So whatever questions we are taking, it should be taken from the particular theory. And whatever questions you are taking, you should mention that earlier some researcher also has been taken by them to explain this concept. So in a face validity, so whatever questions, so in your research paper, you should give the references of the other researcher scale. For example, I am using the theory of plant behavior. So this concept can be explained through five construct. So in each construct has some four or five questions. So you should give the in literature in a chronological order in your research paper. How did you develop the research instrument to measure this particular theory or particular phenomena? Okay, so these are the construct validity. And now the CFA and convergent validity. Now convergent validity means to extent to which indicator of a specify construct converge, means these this particular the construct converge the same, the all the three or four questions we are taking in this particular, the all the questions should be highly, these are the highly related to which with each other. These uh, questions, same nature of questions we take into the this factor, and another same nature of questions we take in another factors. Okay, discriminant validity, the to extent which a construct is truly distinct from other construct. If you are taking four construct, so all the four construct should be different. Okay, then the another term is the and average shared variance, average variance expected must larger than inter-construct correlation. So how to find, I will show you. So then nomological validity is tested by examining whether or not the correlation between the construct in the measurement theory makes sense. It means, so whatever construct we are getting means interconstruct correlation matrix, whether they are making sense or not. If theory says there is a positive correlation between the two factors, then our results also show the same thing. And the face validity to extent to which the content of the item is consistent with the construct definition based solely on the researcher judgment. Means it's a researcher judgment, and means the construct the content means content or fail is face validity, means whatever questions we are taking in our study, it should be justified. Means if I want to measuring the satisfaction level of buyers, then I should take all the questions related to the satisfaction. Okay, so this is the content. These are the content. And for example, if I want to prepare make the thermometer, so what should be the content to making the thermometer? So content maybe the will be the mercury and some other materials we use. So these are the content, okay, for preparing or making the thermometer. Same as whatever construct we are preparing or a research instrument we are developing, in each construct content means these content should measure the particular phenomena. It should be valid. And then construct validity, the convergent and discriminant validity, the standardized loading estimate should be 0.5 or higher, and ideally 0.7 means factor loading. I told you factor loading should be greater than 0.714, because if we square the 0.74, the variance will be 0.5. These are the variance expected estimate, the two factor also greater than the square correlation between the two factors I have discussed. Now these are the 6 stages to perform the exploratory confirmatory factor analysis. So there are 2 stages. In the first step we perform confirmatory factor analysis, and in the second stage we perform the structural equation modeling. Okay, so we should can we measure mediation and moderation? Yes, mediation and moderation relationship can be measured in structural equation modeling. Yes. Okay, now this is okay. Now define. Now as a novice, I do not know anything about the confirmatory factor analysis and structural equation modeling. Now I want to perform. So what are the stages to performing the structural equation modeling? So first of all, this is the first stage: define individual construct, developing the measurement model, designing a study to produce empirical results, assessing the measurement model validity, specifying the structural model, and assessing the structural model validity. Okay, so one by one I am explaining. Anyone who earlier did not use confirmatory factor analysis, now they can use this confirmatory and structural equation modeling. In the first stage, define the individual construct. Generally, in a social science research, the research instrument, it is basically a we measure the human behavior in a social science research. So whatever construct we are taking, the defining individual construct means, for example, I am using the measurement scale, the Cirquel model. Okay, this is Cirquel model. Cirquel means service quality. Okay, it is given by the Parsuramani. So service quality, if you want to estimate or know the service quality of the particular organization, then there would be 5 construct: tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy. So in the first step, I will explain each individual construct. This is my tangibility, this is a reliability construct, this is responsiveness, another assurance, and another empathy. Okay, these are my construct. So define individual construct means in this construct how many questions you are taking. So like tangibility, so how do I measure the tangibility? So I will make the question of modern looking equipment. If I want to measure the service quality of a university, so tangibility would be the one construct, means modern, whether this particular university has modern looking equipments or not. Physical facilities means physical infrastructure, washroom proper है या नहीं, neat appearing, visually appealing. These are the factors, these are the questions, measured variable to measure the concept of tangibility. Okay, so each construct I should define individual construct in the first step. So generally in a structural model, structural equation modeling, we use the research instrument. Research instrument means there are one type, that is I borrow the research instrument to from other researchers, है ना, or adopted research instrument. And third is second is modified. I the previously used by someone, but I am modifying this research instrument according to our conditions. And third is new scale development, means you can develop your own scale, new scale development, but it takes lot of time to develop the new scale development. It's not easy to develop the new scale. So because whatever phenomena we are measuring, so through literature review, we will identify the research instrument. So before applying the structural equation modeling, unless we have good research paper, we should not perform the structural equation modeling. Sometimes what happen, you want to apply the structural equation modeling and you do not have a single research paper on the structural equation modeling. So first of all, you go through deeply in literature review. You should have at least 40-50 research paper where your type of phenomena measured by others or not. Okay, sometimes you say ki I do not have the research paper, how do I perform this structural equation modeling? Because it is a big problem. So when we want to apply the structural equation modeling, we properly go through the theory of the particular phenomena. Whatever phenomena you want to measure, you should find the theory, and on the basis of theory you should download the research paper, and then finally you can apply the structural equation modeling. Second, the term the individual construct, and then these are the questions. So for measuring the service quality, I will take only the 22 questions to measure the service quality of any organization, service organization, whether it is university, health sector, insurance sector, bank sector. So these are the questions, and we can modify. This is the original research instrument given by the Parshuraman, and we can modify it. So if we modify, there are two ways. We use same adapted research instrument, or we can slightly change our research instrument. And third is to develop the new research instrument, but it takes a lot of work. So then defining individual construct. Then second is developing the overall measurement model. So unidimensionality, congeneric measurement model, item per construct, and there are the four issues developing the overall measurement model. What does it mean, the unidimensionality and congeneric? So unidimensionality concept can the validity and unidimensionality of the construct be supported? What does it mean? There are four terms: unidimensionality, congeneric, item per. These are the four things. The one is unidimensionality. Unidimensionality means this is the my construct 1, 2, and 3, and these are the variables, means questions: x3, x4, x5, x6. These are the questions. Okay, and these are the questions. Now unidimensionality, this particular variable, related to only this factor, this one f1, f2, f3, this one related to this one related to only this. If this is related to only this only, and all these are related to this one, these are, but if this related to the other factor also, like this, okay, it is related to this x5 variable, related to this f2 and as well as f3 also. So this is not unidimensionality. It is not and it is not congeneric also. Unidimensionality means the one variable should be related to only the one construct. It should not related to the other construct. Now question is, how many the indicator in a per construct? What should be the limit? So each construct minimum 3 questions should be necessary. And then, is measurement model reflective or formative? So our measurement model in this case study, reflective measurement model. Okay, because formative measurement model we cannot perform in this AMOS. Okay, now this is the congeneric measurement model. Now you can see the customer, each measured variables, these are the measured variable, this x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, x8. Each measured variable is related to exactly one construct. That is why this is known as congeneric measurement model. And non-congeneric measurement model, what will be when we this x4 also related with this factor. So it would be the congeneric. It is congeneric measurement model, and not congeneric model we can see. This variable, this is related to this factor also. So it is the not congeneric model. So it is nothing but it's a cross loading problem. What is cross loading problem? So the non-generic, not congeneric means cross loading. So it is like this. This is the f1, f2, f3, and these are the variables v1, v2, v3 means questions. So if it is the high here 0.8 and 0.7 here, means this variable is v1 is highly related with f2, f1 and f2. Same as this variable x3 is highly related with this factor. It is a factor 1, it is factor 2, and high related with this factor 2 also. Okay, this is the not congeneric model. So it is not desirable to our study, this type of model. Now one question is how many questions we should take in particular construct. So this is my construct, one construct, this is the construct, this one is construct, and in this construct, so how many questions here? 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. So what should be the limit per construct? So For example, if we are taking 5 or 6 construct like this, 1 construct, 2 construct, 3 construct, 4 construct, 5 construct. So each construct has at least three observed variable, means teen. These are the three questions. Means per construct at least 3 measured variable or questions should be necessary, and 4 or more, it is good, it is desirable, it is good also. If you are in any construct you are taking 4 or 5 measured variable, so it is good. Okay, so there is a limit, you cannot take less than 2. If you are taking only two construct x1 and x2 in one factor, then you cannot, your model cannot be run in AMOS, it will not run. So at least the desirability is at least 3, minimum 3 questions should be necessary in each construct. Okay, so if you take 2 questions, you cannot perform it AMOS, then you can perform this type of model in the structure PLS SEM, partial least square structural equation modeling through a smart PLS software. That is another software. Now here we can see the there are 4 or 5 may be desirable, this symmetric matrix. So in this case, if we are taking the 4 variables, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Okay, and here vertically 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is symmetric matrix. So how many elements here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Okay, 10 elements. And how many parameter here? 1 parameter, this factor loading, another this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So these are this should be the covariant element in a unique 10 unique variance covariance term. These are the unique and covariance. These are the 8. These are 8 are parameters. These are path estimates or parameter. So unique variance covariance should be greater than this, so it is desirable. Okay, but when we take only 2 variables like this is the 2 variables x1 and x2. So how many unique variance or covariance? 3. 1, 2, 3. And
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, please repeat this.
Okay. So unique, there are 2 terms. One is unique variance. Okay, the variance covariance terms should be greater than parameters. Okay, for example, I am taking 4 questions x1, x2, x3, x4. So I have written here in the symmetric covariance matrix x1, x2, x3, x4. So how many unique variance covariance terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Okay, and how many parameters? 1 factor loading, 2nd factor loading, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the parameters estimate. Okay, so these are the estimate. So this should be greater than variance total unique variance covariance term should be greater than the parameter, so it is desirable. If we take 4, then in this particular construct, if we are taking the 4 questions, so it is good because variance covariance terms are greater than the number of parameters.
So,
Now
excuse me, sir, what is the difference between SEM and path analysis?
क्या
SEM और path analysis का difference क्या होगा सर?
किस चीज में?
SEM और path analysis का
बेटा
difference क्या होगा?
कोई डिफरेंस नहीं, एक ही चीज है बेटा, ठीक है, एक ही चीज है। हाँ, अब देखिए अभी हम थ्योरी कवर कर लें पहले, फिर उसके बाद सारे सवालों का जवाब देंगे। इसके बाद देखिए सेकंड इज when we take the 3 1 2 3, मैं इसको रिमूव कर रहा हूं. I am not taking in this construct, I am taking only 3 variables 1 2 3. So I am removing this variable also. So how many terms? 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 unique variance and this. And how many terms here? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it is 6 equal to 6. So this is, if it is more than, it is over identified model. Over, the name is over identified model. If it is equal to covariance terms, these are the 6 terms, and here these are the 6 terms, 3 here and 3 here. So it is just identified model. And if this is less than the unique variance covariance less than the number of parameter, like in case of I am taking only 2, the 2. So how many term here? 3. So 3, and I am taking only 2. So 1 2 3 4. So it will be less. So it is not desirable, and it's known as under identified model. So there are 3 types of model. So at least the number of covariance, number of unique variance and covariance terms should be equal to the number of parameters. So just identified and over identified desirable for our study. Now designing the empirical results. Yes, this is very important. Assessing the measurement validity. So what will we do? We will produce the result of goodness of fit indices in our research papers. This is the main thing, how to identify whether our model is good or not. So there are 2 ways. One, we produce the goodness of fit indices, and second is validity. There are 2 approaches to produce our result. One is we produce results of the goodness of fit indices, whether our model fit or not, and second is validity. Okay, so first of all I am explaining the goodness of fit indices of the model. So there are 3 ways: absolute fit indices, value of this, value of incremental fit indices, and value of parsimonious fit indices. And all the values should be greater than 0.95. If all the values are greater than 0.95, then we can say our model is good. Okay. Now,
सर
yes sir.
सर ये गुडनेस ऑफ फिट क्या है?
गुडनेस ऑफ फिट होती है कि आपका मॉडल परफेक्टली फिट है या नहीं है. इसका मतलब है कि जैसे गुडनेस ऑफ फिट मीन्स कि आपकी वैल्यू जो गुडनेस ऑफ फिट में इट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द ऑब्जर्व्ड कोवेरियंस मैट्रिक्स एंड एस्टिमेटेड कोवेरियंस मैट्रिक्स, कि आपका मॉडल जो ऑब्जर्व्ड वैल्यू है और एस्टिमेटेड वैल्यूज वो ऑब्जर्व्ड वैल्यू के नियर है या नहीं है, कि वो रिजल्ट आपके अच्छे प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है. इफ योर एस्टिमेटेड मॉडल वैल्यू एंड कोवेरियंस जो आपकी ऑब्जर्व्ड वेरिएबल्स की वैल्यू है वो अगर सेम है, इट मींस योर मॉडल इज गुड. अगर इसकी वैल्यू जो गुडनेस ऑफ फिट इंडाइसिस की वैल्यू कम होगी, इट मींस यू आर वट एवर थ्योरी यू आर एक्सप्लेनिंग इट इज नॉट गुड. ठीक है. तो गुडनेस ऑफ फिट इंडाइसिस जो होती हैं कि जो थ्योरी हम टेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं वेदर इज द थ्योरी इज वैलिड और नॉट, तो उसके लिए हमें गुडनेस ऑफ फिट इंडाइसिस शो करनी होती है अपने रिसर्च पेपर में. एंड एज वेल एज द वैलिडिटी ऑल्सो. वैलिडिटी के लिए वी विल फाइंड द कन्वर्जेंट वैलिडिटी, डिस्क्रिमिनेंट वैलिडिटी एंड the convergent reliability. So there are you can see here 2 approaches assessing the measurement validity. One is examine the goodness of fit indices. It is the criteria whether your model fit or not. So if your value, like there are 5 value, one is absolute fit measures, incremental fit measures, parsimonious fit measures. If these values above the 0.95, then your model is fit, good fit. Whatever phenomena you are measuring, it can measure. If you are मीन्स ये बिल्कुल इसी तरीके से होगा कि जैसे कि आप किसी पर्टिकुलर फिनोमिना को मेजर करना चाहते हैं एंड यू आर टेकिंग द राइट कंटेंट टू मेजर द फिनोमिना, देन यू कैन मेजर, योर मॉडल इज गुड. अब जैसे थर्मामीटर, यू वांट टू डेवलप थर्मामीटर, if you are not taking the mercury, so it is not possible that your model, your thermometer would be good. Okay, अब देखिए इसमें now there are five things in this model. We find the chi's x square value and associated degree freedom. One absolute fit index like GFI, goodness of fit index, RMSEA, root mean square, error approximation, and one increment fit indices. Now we produce the results of the only five results. We show 5 results in our research paper, whether our model is valid or not. First is the chi-square value. Chi-square means C mean by degree of freedom. Its value should be less than 2, the first condition. Now we are performing the confirmatory factor analysis, and after getting the output, so first of all we will report whether C mean by degree of freedom less than 2 or not. If it is 2, then okay. Then one absolute fit indices. It is the absolute fit indices means its value should be greater than theoretically 0.95. Okay, it should be greater than 0.95 theoretically. This is there are 3 goodness of fit indices: the absolute fit index, incremental fit index, and the other is parsimonious fit index, and one is badness of fit index. It means RMSEA or this, it should be less than 0.5, less than 0.08 से कम होनी चाहिए वैल्यू. दिस शुड बी, इट्स बैडनेस. बैडनेस मींस बैडनेस ऑफ फिटनेस का मतलब है कि इट्स वैल्यू शुड बी लेस देन 0.08, एंड गुडनेस ऑफ फिट इंडेक्स की वैल्यू जो होनी चाहिए वो होनी चाहिए हमारी ग्रेटर देन 0.95. ठीक है. अब देखिए इसके लिए चेक करने के लिए वी हैव 2. So now we will check the there are 2 approaches to explain the measurement validity. One is examine the goodness of fit indices, and second is evaluating the construct validity and reliability. Okay, so we produce both the result, goodness of fit indices, in our research paper, and as well as this. So what is the meaning of goodness of fit indices? We understand here. Now, goodness of fit indices means in the goodness of fit indices, the value, the first step, there are 5 values we will report in our result. One is the C mean by degree of freedom. It should be greater than less than 2. Okay, the first is, so I am taking the model. In my model, the value of this is less than 2, so it should be less than 2. Second, this value should be theoretically greater than 0.95, means one absolute fit index GFI, goodness of fit index, one incremental fit index Tucker-Lewis index, it should be greater than 0.95, and this parsimonious non-fit index. Parsimonious non-fit index, again it should be 0.95 theoretically. Okay, and one is the badness of fit index, its value less than less than 0.0, sorry, the 0.08, its value should be. So we will report 5 values in our research paper. First, C mean by this, it should be less than 2. Then all the 3 goodness of fit indexes should be greater than 0.5, 0.95, and 1, it should be less than 0.08, badness of fit index. So how to do it? So this is the first method, and second is the
Just sir, one question.
yes sir.
Like sir, you have given these 5 conditions. Suppose in one condition, instead of greater than 0.95, you get 0.94. It means your whole model, whole thing is model is useless.
No. It's not useless. Sometimes what happens, if your value is less, means good. So if your model value, goodness of fit value near to the 0.95, then your model is good. But it is if value away from the 1, means like 0.98, 0.8 or 0.79, it means model is good, but it is not perfectly good. It is poor. It is not absolute fit. So it may be, if value less than the 0.7 or 0.75, it means poor fit. The model is okay, but it is poorly fitting. So we should take the proper theory, proper construct, and proper questions, then our model will be fit. If we sometimes our model, why our model not good fit? The proper selection of the construct and the questions. When we do not go through detail the literature review, then our the possibility of our model fit is not good. Now the
Sir, what is the condition for parsimonious fit?
condition of parsimonious fit, the condition is, sir, it should be greater than 0.95.
Okay.
And the other thing, okay, so these are in the first step we find all the 5 value, and then second condition we find the convergent validity, discriminant validity. So 2 things we will find in the construct validity. So convergent validity, so this is my model, and through my model I have written the factor matrix. So in this factor matrix, so there are 5 factor: attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavior control, purchase intention, purchase behavior. These are the so basically this is my model. I am showing you the model. This is it's a output of this is my model. Yes, you can see this is my model. Okay, this is the theory of planned behavior. So I am using this model to perform the structural equation modeling. So this the means buyer behavior, we want to predict the buyer behavior. So the buyer behavior can be explained through this particular theory given by Asian, and we need only 5 construct. One is purchase behavior, purchase intention, attitude towards purchasing, subjective norm, perceived behavior control. These are the work. So in this research study, in this case study, so I am taking the I want to tourist buying behavior. I want to measure the tourist buying behavior and Shimla. So it is related to the Shimla. So in this research instrument, I want to know the tourist buying behavior in a hill destination, and destination is Shimla. So I will measure the 5 construct. One is attitude, second subjective norm, third pursued behavior control, fourth purchase intention, fifth purchase behavior. So these are my theoretical model is this. When you are performing any structural equation modeling, you should have this type of model through research paper. Without theory, you cannot perform the structural equation modeling. So theory is must, and you should have at least 20, 30, 40 research papers. Then you should perform. We should perform the structural equation modeling. Now these are the 5 construct. In the first construct, that is attitude. So the attitude, it is a latent phenomena. It can be measured through the 4 questions, 4 measured variables. These are the measured variables. Okay. And all the questions I asked in a strongly disagree to strongly agree. So here, so these are the statement, and this is basically it's a questionnaire. So what would be my questionnaire? This is my questionnaire. It's a questionnaire. So I will give this questionnaire to the tourist, and I will ask them, I select Shimla as my travel destination in future. Okay. So how do you feel, Abba? Then he can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, anyone. If he is agree this statement, then he can put 6 or 7. If he is not agree, then he can give 1 or 2 statement. So we will get the this type of questionnaire. We show this questionnaire to the respondent, and then the respondent will fill this type of questionnaire, and we will enter data into the spaces. So we will perform 2 things. One is measurement or conformity model in a SPS, in a AMOS. So we will path diagram. This is path diagram. So we will create the path diagram in a AMOS graphic, and then run the model. And the results means through output, we will give the 2 things. One is goodness of fit indices. In this case, we will produce 5 things. One, C mean by degree of freedom, it should be less than 2. Then second, incremental fit indices, it should be greater than 0.95. Another, absolute fit indices, it should be greater than 0.95. And third, parsimonious fit indices, it should be greater than 0.95. And last is badness of fit indices, RMSEA, root mean square error approximation, its value should be less than 0.08. Okay. So, and second is construct validity and discriminant validity. So this is my model. And after that, in the the first step, I will perform it, run, and then second stage, I will specify model in a structural form. So these are in a CFA or measurement model, all the construct treated as exogenous construct. And when we specify, it means after this, we find which one is independent variable and which one is dependent. So here, independent or dependent means which one is exogenous construct and which one is endogenous construct. So through literature review, we know we can specify our model, and we know that this purchase behavior depend on the purchase intention, and purchase intention depend on the other 3 exogenous construct: attitude, subjective norm, pursued behavior control. Okay. So first we will run this, and we will find the value of goodness of fit indices and construct validity. Same values. After specifying this structural equation modeling, same values we will find here, the value of goodness of fit indices and as well as construct validity. Okay. Now I am performing this model. This is the AMOS graphic. Now I am performing the model. So first of all, I want to see my data. So I am opening the SPSS file, because first of all, we will enter our data into the SPSS file. This is the desktop, my file, TPB, theory of plant behavior. Sir, this is, I think everyone can see this these are the data. Okay, so here 81, 80, these are the coding. So basically these are the questions. The questions we can see, these are the questions. So the first 4 questions related to the attitude. So I have given this is my first question, and short form of this question 81. 81 matlab attitude 1 number question, attitude 2, attitude 3. So here these are the 4 questions, and all the questions related to the attitude. Second construct subjective norm. So I have written here S1, SN1, SN2, and full question. You can see here. These are the full questions. Full questions I have pasted in labels. So these are my questions.
Just why we are running this CFA for all the 5 constructs? I mean, where the 2 constructs are dependent variables and 3 are independent variables. Shouldn't we run it for independent variables only?
Sir, you are right. So there are 2 cases. Directly we can run if the theory is valid, okay, or tested scale, when there is no need of to run the CFA. If you think theory is less developed, or then you can go through the this particular direct structural equation modeling. So I can show you one thing.
Sir, my question is that why we are running this CFA for all the 5 variables together?
Sir,
Because I mean,
yes, sir, वही मैं बता रहा हूँ, because we want to check whether any construct valid or not. तो इसमें इसकी validity हम check करेंगे. अगर in case any model is not valid, any construct out of 5, then we will remove and we will add another construct to measure that particular phenomena. ये इसका हमारा concept है सर. ठीक है ना. तो ये फर्स्ट केस है. इन दिस फर्स्ट केस वी चेक कि कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि कोई मॉडल, सर दिस इज these are the 2 model. For example, I am confirming कि whether all the construct valid or not. अगर through CFA we can identify कि whether all the construct are valid or not. इसलिए हम लोग इसको कर रहे हैं. अगर मान लीजिए कोई मॉडल ऐसा है कि जो वैलिड नहीं है, कंस्ट्रक्ट वैलिडिटी नहीं उसका दे रहा है, देन वी विल रिप्लेस द पर्टिकुलर construct, or we can change in questions. It means the poorly selected variables कि in this particular इसमें जो construct में जो questions हमने select किए थे वो poorly selected हुए थे, तो we can reframe this model and then again perform CFA and find the value of validity and goodness of fit indices. Once the values of means measurement validity find, then we go for structural equation modeling. So there are 2 ways. One, if my model is tested, then there is no need to conduct the CFA. If I am not sure, then if I am applying this type of study first time or very few studies, then I should go for measurement model and as well as SEM. Now this is the these are the questions to performing the confirmatory factor analysis. Now these questions I will use in AMOS graphic. So I will prepare this graph in AMOS graphic. This is the graph. So in AMOS graph, so I need the 5 oval shape, 5 construct. One. So I have selected this. So I am selecting this oval shape, means latent variable. So I am putting here on line so that symmetry may come. This is my first construct. How to draw path diagram in AMOS graphic? It is very easy. And then the duplicate. I do not need to 5 times draw the graph. So I just copy and duplicate, copy and paste, because symmetry will come. Otherwise every time the oval shape may be a different type. So I am taking duplicate copies of the this construct, and these are the 5. Okay, and then in the first construct, how many questions? 4 question, 1 2 3. So what will I do? This is the indicator 1 2 3 4. In the second construct, 3 construct. So 1 2 3. In the this fourth 4 construct, 4 indicator 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3, and 3, 1 2 3. Okay, and then I am rotating it. This is the rotate. So I can rotate this way also, and then I need to draw covariance. This is the covariance matrix. So there are 2 way. One, this is a double-headed arrow. So manually I can draw it, or another way to by using the command of plugins. Okay, but first of all we will check. So I am selecting all the variables. So how to select all the variable? I want to put all the construct into this rectangle. Okay, so this is selecting all objects, and then I am moving. This is the move object. I am moving here this way and deselect all. Okay, after deselecting, this is the sign of deselect all object. Now I want to open my file. This is a select data file. Where is my data file? File name. So it is on the desktop. So this is JVA Edutech folder name, and day 5. This is the file name TPB. Okay, and then okay. This is my file. This is my file TPB, theory plant behavior, and 300 respondents. Okay, 300 respondents. So this is yes. So first of all, we will create the part diagram. Now select the file, and after selecting the file, you can see the file name tpb.sav and 300 sample size, and then okay. Now we see here our list variables in data set. We can see the data set. This is my data set, and 17 questions in my data set to explain the theory of planned behavior. This is these are the questions. These are my questions. 17 questions. Okay, these are the questions. So now what will we do? We will create the covariance matrix. So how do I draw? So first of all, I am selecting all. This select one object. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and plugins. I am going to plugins, and then draw covariance. This is the draw covariance. Okay, now what will I do? So I will change it, rotate it. So first of all, deselect, and then rotate. This is okay. This is my the CFA. Now I will put all the values here, because all the value should be, I should name like 81, 82. These are the questions variables. These are the questions, and the variable name of this construct attitude. So I am copying, and so manually I can write, no problem. So here this I am my cursor here, and right click and object properties, and I have selected copy, and I am pasting here attitude. Okay. Now I can change the font size also. Here this is font size 18, so we can take it 12, so that it will not outside the oval shape. Second construct name, subjective noun. So I am copying manually. I can write, or so it is better to copy and paste, because there should not be spelling mistake. So I am writing copy and paste here, and then the font size, because it is going outside this oval shape, so I am resize font size. This is 12. And third variable name, pursued behavior control. So this is the pursued behavior control, copy, and I am pasting here. This is the, again it is outside, so I am font size reducing, or I can do it in 11. Yes. Now another variable name, purchase intention. This is purchase intention, copy, and purchase intention. So next is last, purchase behavior. This is purchase behavior, and okay. Now I will put here 81, because attitude has 4 questions. Either I can write here 81, or other way to directly drag and drop here, like this list of this. So if I put 81, so I can drag and drop here. I can drag and drop. But if directly I will drag and drop, the whole question will come here like this, whole question. Then what should we do? So we go to first of all undo, and then we go to view and interface properties, view and interface properties, and then miscellaneous, untick display variable table labels. This is untick, and then apply, and after apply, okay. Now I can put all the questions here. So 81, 82, 83, 84, second subjective norm, SN1, SN2, SN3, PBC means pursued behavior control 1, PBC2, PBC3, PBC4, then PI1, PI2, PI3, and 3 constructs, PB1, PB2, PB3. Okay, so now we need to write the error term also. This is the error term. So these are the error term, E1, E2, E3. Okay, so how to put? So there are 2 ways. Right click and object properties, we can write here E1, E2, E3, or means we can use plugins. So by automatically it will give the name unobserved variables. These are the, so I am taking here name unobserved variables, E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. These are the unobserved variable. Only how many observed variable here? Observed variable means measured variable. How many questions? Only 17. 4 plus 3 7 plus 4 11 plus 3 14 plus 3 17. Okay, and these are the unobserved. Latent variable, attitude, subjective 5. These are the unobserved, and 17 E1 to E17. These also unobserved variables. Okay. Now, first of all, we draw the measurement model. So I am repeating again. So how to draw it is very easy. So the new one, I don't want to save it. Now, how to draw it? First of all, we go to draw unobserved variable. Now this is, so this one is this, and we should take the proper distance between the 2 oval shape, and then I'm taking duplicate objects. So within 5 minutes, you can draw the diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. How many indicator? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many indicator? 1, 2, 3. How 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I rotate it. So this is, oh, sorry, undo. Rotate here. So this is the rotate like this. Okay, now I am selecting all the question, all the construct. So select all and move, and this is the move. Now deselect all, and I want to draw the covariance matrix. I am selecting all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I am using the plugins draw covariance. You can see here draw covariance. Now you can see here my model is like this. So again I can rotate it. This is first of all I am deselecting all and then rotate. So this view. Now it is looking good. Okay. Now simply I will the copy, I am naming the all the construct and the rectangles measured variable. So just I am copy attitude. This is the object properties. So I am changing the font size. Next question, the subjective norm. Subjective norm. Third is copy and paste, and then third the purchase intention. सर माइक म्यूट कर लीजिए, किसी का माइक ओपन है, प्लीज म्यूट योरसेल्फ. Then this, and last is oh, this is my model. The please right click and I am just copy and pasting this purchase behavior. Now after giving the name, I will run the model. It is very easy. And then interpretation. What is the meaning of output? Okay. Now the next step is we will put all the variables 81, 82, 83. So we will go to view and interface properties. Otherwise full question will come in the rectangle box. So here miscellaneous. Now you can see display variable labels, untick it. Okay, and then apply. Now I will open the data set list of this. Okay, I did not select data. Now I am selecting my data file. This is, and then okay. After okay, this the list variable list. Now I am transferring here 81, 82, 83. Within a 10 minute you can create the model, and then ASN1, SN2, SN3, PBC1, PBC2, PBC3, PBC4, and the other PI1, PI2, PI3, PB1, PB2, PB3, this. Okay. Now we need to enter the E1, E2, E3. So how will we do? So plugins and name unobserved variables. This is okay. Now I am running my model. So how to perform it? So here analysis properties. This is analysis properties. After opening it, so output, I am taking output, and then standardized estimates and indirect indirect and direct total effect, and then okay, कुछ नहीं करना, केवल indirect, direct and then standardized estimates, और बाहर आ जाना है यहाँ से, and then here calculate estimates. तो मैंने यहाँ पे calculate estimate कर गया, my model run. So I want to give the file name of this. So मैं जो फाइल नेम JVA, ओके, JVA नाम से मैंने फाइल किया, और नाउ आई विल सेव इट. आई एम सेव, ओके. अब मेरा जो मॉडल है वो रन हो गया है. नाउ माय मॉडल हैज बीन रन. दिस इज माय मॉडल. सो दिस इज नाउ इट हैज बीन रन. ये मॉडल देखिए रन हो चुका है. अब दिस इज वी कैन कॉपी इट एंड पेस्ट इनटू दी my word file. So here you can see copy the path diagram. path diagram को मैंने कॉपी किया, और इसको मैं अपने रिसर्च पेपर पे जहां मैं लिख रहा हूं वहां मैंने इसको कॉपी करके पेस्ट कर दिया. ये रहा, ये देखिए मॉडल मेरा आ गया पूरा कॉपी करके पेस्ट. अब मुझे इसको बस इंटरप्रिटेशन करना है अपने रिसर्च पेपर में कि ये मॉडल कह क्या रहा है, क्या मतलब है इसका. सो वो हमें देखना है, interpretation of this model. So interpretation कैसे करेंगे हम इसका? Now we will see the interpretation of model. this ये सब चीजें अब हमको इंटरप्रेट करना है अपने रिसर्च पेपर्स में, एंड व्हाट डज इट मीन ये हमें देखना है इसमें. दिस इज द गुडनेस ऑफ फिट इंडेक्स. नाउ दिस मॉडल, where is the output? So to output this view text, you can see here, this is this icon, view text. When I press it, so we can see the output. This is output. So first is today date, Wednesday, December 30, and time 8:11.36 PM. ठीक है, ये टाइम आगे जब हमने इसको रन किया. एंड फाइल नेम JVA, मैंने JVA के नाम से लिखा था. नाउ आई एम इंटरप्रेटिंग द टेबल. टेबल क्या कह रही है, ये सबसे बड़ा इसमें है कि इंटरप्रिटेशन को समझना है. सेकंड, नोट्स फॉर ग्रुप. दिस इज द मॉडल इज रिकर्सिव. सो बेसिकली इन द AMOS our model recursive, we can perform only the recursive model. Recursive means if this is the model, so this is the recursive, and non-recursive means when we take the feedback, or it is non-recursive. But there is no facility of non-recursive. So this model is recursive, and here sample size 300 sample size. Next is the next table, variable summary. Now in this case, the first thing we should know what is the meaning of observed endogenous variables. So observed means measured variable, observed. So there are two things. One is observed variable. Observed variable means questions, number of questions. We used 17 questions. And unobserved means the 5 construct: attitude, subjective norms, pursuit, behavior control. These are the unobserved. So here these are the observed and endogenous. Why endogenous? Because the arrow from construct to these questions, ठीक है ना, arrow. So the term observed means we can see the arrow. These are the endogenous, because 81, 82 arrow from attitude to 81. That is why these are observed variable and endogenous. Endogenous because they are influencing by the construct. So the observed and the endogenous, how many? 17, total 17, 81, total 17 questions. Now unobserved and exogenous. Unobserved means these are the unobserved variables. 1. This is unobserved variable. So this is one unobserved variable, another two unobserved variable, three unobserved, four unobserved, and these are also unobserved variables. E1, E2, E3, E4. These are the unobserved variables. Okay, and these are independent because this is the dv, and this is dv, and these are ivs. So these are ivs, independent variable. It's a same as independent variable, but here we will use the term unobserved and exogenous. So here the term unobserved and exogenous. How many? So 5 unobserved construct, main construct, and 17 error term, means E1, E2, E3. These are the now we understand the number of this number of variables in your model. So number of variables in your model, how many model? Number 39. Can we count 39? How the this number came? 39. Yes, 39. This 39 means 17, 81, 81, 82. These are the 17 measured variable, and 17 these error term. 17 plus 17, 34, and plus 5. So 34 plus 5, 39. So 39, we can see the number of variables in our model.
So one small thing, right? Can I
Yes,
ask
yes.
you? Okay, so the only confusion I had is the difference between 81 and E1, right? I thought they are almost the same. So what is the difference?
81 and E1.
E1. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Basically, the 81, this 81, it is like in the, we are representing its regression equation in the form of path diagram. So here, like my equation is y equal to b0 plus b1x plus error term. Okay, so here 81, this is my this variable, and 80 here x, and this is the error term. Okay, so we can write it. It is completely different. Like in this is the explained part, this is explained part, and this is unexplained part, means error term. So this value should be high and less value of this.
Got it. I think that's the error term.
Thank you, thank you. Now after this the value now, so and number of observed variables. So 17 are the number of observed variable. Observed variable means number of questions. So how to calculate 17? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 17 observed variables. And number of unobserved variables. Unobserved variables. How many number of unobserved variable? 20. 17 E1, E2 unobserved, and 18, 19. These are the 17, 18, 19, or 20, 21, 22. So 22 unobserved number of. Yes.
Hello, sir.
हाँ बेटा बोलो.
Sir, are unobserved variables also called latent variables?
नहीं,
What are
latent.
latent variables?
बट लेटेंट वेरिएबल बेटा इनको कहते हैं, ये एटीट्यूड को. दिस इज लेटेंट वेरिएबल. एटीट्यूड, सब्जेक्टिव नॉर्म, और जो
Endogenous.
हाँ है ना, और
Endogenous variables are latent variables.
हाँ एंडोजीनियस, हमारे एंडोजीनियस वेरिएबल्स को हम लेटेंट वेरिएबल कहते हैं, और एक्सोजीनियस वेरिएबल्स को भी लेटेंट वेरिएबल कहते हैं. दोनों को, चाहे एक्सोजीनियस वेरिएबल हो हमारा, चाहे एंडोजीनियस हो, दोनों को ही हम लेटेंट वेरिएबल्स कहते हैं. ठीक है.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
ओके.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
ठीक. अब देखिए ये हो गया the 22 and number of exogenous. How many exogenous variable? 22. Exogenous means independent variable. 17 and 5. Okay. And next is the number of endogenous. Endogenous means dependent variable. How many? 17. So 81, 82, these are the endogenous variable. And what is the number? The 17 number of the this. Next is the parameter history. Now in the parameter history, the first is weight, fixed weight. How many fixed weight means 22. So how do we count the 22 fixed weight? We can see this graph. This is the graph 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. These are uh, fixed 22 weights. Now second, labels, nothing. Unlabeled. How many unlabeled? Unlabeled means we did not name the coefficient weight. So how many? 12 unlabeled. What are the 12 unlabeled? Dekhiye, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have labeled this, but 3 plus 2, 5 plus 3, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 12. Okay. So the 12 are weights. Now covariances. How many covariances? 10.
Sir, please explain the unable 12, how it came 12?
ये देखिए, ये मैडम काउंट कर लीजिए अनलेबल्ड, ये देखिए ना, ये तो लेबल्ड है हमारा 1 ऊपर का सबका, ठीक है, टोटल 17 है, तो अनलेबल्ड में कितने होंगे? 3, 1, 2, 3 एंड 2, 5 और 3, 8 और 2 ये वाले 10 और 2 ये, है ना? तो भाई 17 में से 5 तो लेबल्ड हो गए, तो 17 माइनस 5 12 हमारे बच्चे अनलेबल्ड. ये 17 ये है हमारे 12 अनलेबल्ड. And then 10 covariances. तो covariances कैसे होंगे हमारे? So these are the covariances 10. So number 1 covariance, 2 covariance, 3 covariance, 4 covariance, 5 covariance, 6 covariance, 7 covariance, 8 covariance, 9 covariance, and 8. 10. So these 10 are the covariances. And then variances. How many variances? 22. So how do we calculate the variances 22? So these are the E1, E2, E3, 17, and one attitude, subjective norm, this, and 17 plus 5, 22. So 22 variances. So then we can total it. Okay. Now the most important thing, that is the estimation tab, the model fit. Okay, this is the important thing. But before it, this is the this one, the notes for model, the chi-square value upon degree of freedom. So basically this the first step in the goodness of fit indices, we see the C mean by degree of freedom, it should be less than 2. So what is the this C mean? 146 this, and degree of freedom 109. So its value will come less than 2. So here we have found the value in the model fit. This is the value C mean by degree of freedom. So this is the formula, 146 upon 109, and it is equal to the 1.3 this. Now we are producing our result. So we need to explain the 5 things. One, the first is the C mean by degree of freedom. So what is the C mean by degree of freedom? The first is the value of C mean by degree of freedom. It is less than 2. So it is okay. There is no problem. So second is second value, we need the absolute fit measures, that is goodness of fit index. So what is the absolute GFI? This is my GFI. This GFI, goodness of fit index, it should be it should be greater than 0.5 theoretically, but what is the value of GFI? It is the 0.945, because it is good fit. But if its value less, it means 1 minus 0.8, it means it is 20% poor model. Okay, so near the value 1, it is good fit. So in this second, so the goodness of fit indexes of this variable, it is 0.94. That is the absolute fit indices. That incremental fit indices, that is TLI, Tucker-Lewis index, its value should be, what is the Tucker-Lewis index value? Its value, this is the value, Tucker-Lewis, it is greater than 0.95, it is good. And third is parsimonious value. So parsimonious value, so what is the value of our value? That is PNFI, the partial, so the value of parsimonious, that is not good fit. Its value, it is the parsimonious normed fit index value, it is poor fit. So because its value should be this, but it is good. Sometimes when we are applying the structural equation modeling, if our value not the cutoff value, desired cutoff value, and it is less than the cutoff value, then we should produce some the supporting documents with our results. In case my this value, sometimes it is not necessary always we will get the value of less than 2. Sometimes it comes 3.12. Then if your value is coming high, then we should produce some the supporting document. The previous researcher has taken this value and this is valid. Okay, so there is, and one thing, that is badness of fit indices. So what is the badness of fit indices? We will check this value should be RMSEA. Yes. Now we can see here this RMSEA, root mean square error approximation, that is, it is less than 0.08. So it means in the first step there are two approach. In the first approach, the goodness of fit indices goodness, it means our model is fit. Now second, we will test it through the through convergent and the other validity. Now in the first step we will report our these 5 things. Okay, so it is, this model is good. Now second is evaluating the convergent validity. So I have prepared this factor matrix. So how do we from where we will get these value? So we will get these value from the estimates. This is the estimates. Now the standardized, these are the standardized regression. Okay, so this is, so I prepared my factor matrix from this table. This is my factor matrix. So in this factor matrix, these are the variables, 17 variables, like 81, 82, 83, 84, and SN1, SN2, these are the variables. And how many factors? 5. Pehla attitude, second subjective norm, third perceived behavioral control, and then purchase intention, and then purchase behavior. Okay, so what is the value? This 81, 82, 83, 84, these are the value. The 0.817, 0.769, 0.77, 0.86. And subjective norm value, these are the value of subjective norm, 3 values. This is the 0.86, 0.809, point this. So I have created my table in the here. You can see this is my table. So I obtained these value from the standardized regression coefficient. Now my purpose to make this table to find the convergent validity. Okay, so in a convergent validity, so all the value, first method is that is factor loading. So the factor loading, theoretically I told you, it should be greater than 0.714, all the values. So it is okay, it is okay, okay. ये देखिए, all the values are above the cutoff value, all the values above the cutoff value. So there is no issue of convergent validity. Second way to find the convergent validity, that is average variance extracted. It means we square of this, square of this, square of this, square of this, and then add. And after adding, divide by 4, because we are taking the square of correlation, that is variance. And when we take the averages of the 4 variance, it is known as average variance expected, and its value is 61.97. Again, we will find the AVE, that is square of this, square of this, square of this. The value we obtained greater than 0.5 or 50%. Again, we square of this, square of this, square of this, and add and divide it by 4. Then we will get the value of this. So all the average variances extracted value greater than 50. It means factor loading okay. Second, AVE okay. Third method is reliability. So how do we calculate the reliability? So we can see it through this. This is the formula. You can calculate manually also if you want. So in this reliability, we this is the loading, means square of factor loading and divided it's a sum. This you can take it, the square of this plus square of this plus square of this, the square, and then divided by 4. So we will get the average variance extracted. Okay, then construct, I am talking about construct reliability. So what is the formula of construct reliability? This first add all the values and then square, and then the error term. So here construct reliability. So all the 5 construct, we will find the construct reliability, all the 5 construct. One is attitude. So this is the formula, and we take the value from this table, this table. So we have taken the values and just put value here. This is the delta. So here you can see the value of delta. So we have put all the value from above table, and then we find the value of the construct reliability. It should be greater than 70%. So there is no issue of construct convergent validity, because its value greater than 70%. Second construct value also same formula we apply to find the construct reliability of subjective norm construct. And another again, it is greater than 50, it is greater than 70. So all the construct reliability it is greater than 70%. So there is no issue of this. Now second is discriminant validity. These are the average variances extracted, the attitude. It means 61.97. We have taken this value from this table. This is a 0.697. Okay, 0.7567. These are diagonally. I am putting all the value here. This is the attitude value. Second construct average variance value I have put it here. Third value here. Fourth value here. Fifth here. And the off diagonal value, this is the SIC, means SIC means squared interconstruct correlation. So how will I get these value? So we will get these value from this table. This is the correlation. Yes, these are the 8 values, sorry, 10 values. Attitude with subjective norm. Okay, it's a simple correlation, and when we square of this value, attitude and subjective norm, and then after squaring it, we will put here attitude and this, it is square of this. Same as we will take the value of this, and then we square and we will put here. So from this, it is the interconstruct correlation, and we need interconstruct squared interconstruct correlation. So we will square all the values and then put in the lower triangular matrix, and then we see here all the values, all the value squared interconstruct values less than the average variance construct value. It is less than, it is less than, it is less than, all the values are. So it means there is no issue of interconstruct. So there is no issue of discriminant validity. Okay, now we perform the structural equation modeling. So in the structural equation modeling, I am drawing the graph, and same interpretation would be same. So here I am performing the structural equation modeling in the second step. This is my model. So I am preparing it, this model, the construct one. Okay, now I am taking duplicate object because I want to draw like this. So this is one, and another variables, 3 variables. This, okay. Now in the first construct, how many? 3 variables. So I am this putting here 1, 2, 3, and in the second 3, 1, 3 indicator. In the third construct 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and last 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I assign the, इसको थोड़ा ठीक कर लें, rotate. Okay, rotate. So this now rotate this way. Okay, so we can we will draw the single headed arrow. This is the okay, the single headed, and this one, and the okay, and then this with this one, single headed arrow, and the covariance matrix, sorry, covariance among the, sorry, yeah, undo, this is the double headed, this is the covariance, manually I can do it, and then it is covariance. Okay, now I will draw the variance, this in the endogenous, sorry. Okay, this is the variance. Now I am rotating it. Sorry, oh this. एक मिनट, ये जो डायग्राम थोड़ा रोटेट, एक मिनट, रोटेट this. This is a rotating, एक मिनट, I am so delete, how to delete it, this delete, this is delete. I can redraw this. Now the 3 indicators, I need 1, 2, 3. So, and I am rotating this and the variance. Okay, now I am selecting the file. After making the model, what is the file? So file name, that is day 5 tpb, and then okay. I will name all the construct like attitude. So first of all, I am taking attitude and this right click and right click attitude. This second, my second construct name subjective norm, I'm copy and paste here. The subjective this and this, and third my variable name perceived behavior control. This is perceived behavior control, copy and paste and size. And then fourth construct, I am copy and pasting, copying purchase intention, and then the this uh, and last that is perceived behavior. So this is our perceived behavior, and then this. Okay, now we will write the measured variable. So how do we do? First of all, attitude. So plugins, views, and interface properties. I am untick labels. So miscellaneous and then untick display label. Otherwise, full question will come. So I am dragging and dropping this 81, 82, 83, 84, and then subjective norm SN1, SN2, SN3, PBC, PBC1, PBC2, PBC3, PBC4, and then the purchase intention 1, purchase intention 2, purchase intention 3, and then next is pursuit behavior control 1, pursuit behavior, purchase behavior 3. Okay, now we will unobserved value we will put E1, E2, E3 and all these things. So how will we do the plugins unobserved variables? So all the variable, अब ये मॉडल बन गया, बस इसको रन करना है और इसको जो है फिर इंटरप्रिटेशन वैसे ही करेंगे जैसे हमने उसका किया है. मॉडल हो गया रन, एंड देन आई एम एनालाइजिंग दिस. Analysis properties and indirect and standardized estimates, and then okay, and after okay, calculate estimates. So here calculate estimates. So I am writing JVA SEM. SEM. This is my file name, and then okay, and after okay, बस ये मॉडल हमारा इट हैज रन, ये रन कर गया. ये जो मॉडल है देखिए ये इट हैज बीन रन. नाउ वी copy, if we want to copy and paste it. So here you can see the copy, and I am pasting here in another word file. Copy and paste. So देखिए ये हमारा मॉडल, इस तरीके से हम इसको अपने रिसर्च पेपर में कर देंगे इसको पेस्ट. सो अब इसके जो आउटपुट है वो अब हम देखते हैं आउटपुट क्या है. दिस इज द आउटपुट. आउटपुट देखिएगा, आउटपुट का इंटरप्रिटेशन वही है सेम. रिकर्सिव मॉडल, वेरिएबल समरी, इसमें कोई भी हमें नई चीज नहीं बताना, ये सारी चीजें हमें देखना है मॉडल फिट. सो फर्स्ट मॉडल फिट, दैट इज द सी.
This is even display.
हेलो, माइक अपना वो कर लीजिए म्यूट. ओके. सो research paper, share research papers, please provide these 2 days. Okay. So अब हमको वही 5 चीजें हमको चेक करना है गुडनेस ऑफ फिट इंडेक्स में. पहला है कि मॉडल फिट है या नहीं. दी सी मीन बाय दिस इज ओके. नो प्रॉब्लम. सेकंड, absolute fit indices में GFI it is near to 0.95. Okay. Second, third thing, TLI it is good. Then PNFI again it is near to, it is not perfectly fit. And third thing, the badness of fit index. So what is the badness of fit index? RMSEA. This is my RMSEA. This is RMSEA. So again it is fit. So all the 5 values good for structural equation modeling. So my model is fit. So we should provide these value in another form like this. So I am taking these reliability to approach. Yes. Now we can see the 5 things in the goodness of fit indexes. First is it is okay because less than 0.95, it is okay near to 0.95, it is also okay, it is above the cutoff value, and it is also not perfectly, but it is good, and RMSEC value also good. So in this stage, the first stage, all the values good. Now second stage of SEM, that is the value of the construct and reliability. Same we have performed. Earlier we have found all the values, it is good because all the values factor loading above 0.71, सारी वैल्यू सही हैं. Then the average variance restricted also the above the 0.75. तो सारी चीजें बिल्कुल वैसे ही हैं जैसे हमने पहले इसको किया है. फिर इसका डिस्क्रिमिनेंट वैलिडिटी भी निकाल सकते हैं. ये देखिए, ये डिस्क्रिमिनेंट वैलिडिटी. सो ऑल दी वैल्यूज इज गुड. तो
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर, ये सर
जी जी.
ये सैम में जो आपके पास तो सर मॉडल का डायग्राम था, अगर हमारे पास डायग्राम नहीं होगा तो फिर हम कैसे बनाएंगे सर?
हाँ सर, वही मैं बता रहा हूँ सर. मैंने बताया कि देखिए, जो भी हम स्ट्रक्चरल इक्वेशन मॉडलिंग जब भी हम यूज करेंगे, उसमें हमारे पास लिटरेचर रिव्यू जरूर होना चाहिए. हमारे पास जो है वो होनी चाहिए, क्या कहते हैं जी, ये लिटरेचर रिव्यू में पर्टिकुलर थ्योरी और मॉडल होना चाहिए, तभी हम उसको कर सकते हैं. विदाउट थ्योरी, इसका कंडीशन है स्ट्रक्चरल इक्वेशन मॉडलिंग की कि विदाउट थ्योरी वी शुड नॉट परफॉर्म द स्ट्रक्चरल इक्वेशन मॉडलिंग.
ओके सर, मतलब ऑलरेडी मॉडल होगा, हम उसी के बेस पे इसको वेरीफाई करेंगे सर.
जी 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 बिल्कुल. देखिए,
थैंक यू सर.
क्वांटिटेटिव रिसर्च में केवल हम कोई नई चीज नहीं निकाल कर ला रहे हैं. क्वांटिटेटिव रिसर्च और क्वालिटेटिव में यही डिफरेंस है. क्वांटिटेटिव थ्योरीज में वी टेस्ट थ्योरीज, और क्वालिटेटिव में हम कोई नई चीज क्वालिटेटिव रिसर्च के थ्रू कर सकते हैं. अपना नया कोई थ्योरी डेवलप कर सकते हैं, नया मॉडल डेवलप कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो बड़ा टाइम टेकिंग होता है. क्वेश्चन अमित जी का क्या है? what do you mean when my SEM depict this good but TLI and are also not good? देखिए, इसके लिए जो अगर आपके ये तो कंडीशंस हैं कि गुडनेस के लिए कि सारी वैल्यूज उसकी वो फिट होनी चाहिए, तभी मॉडल फिट होगा. अगर मॉडल फिट नहीं है अमित जी, तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं, उसमें हम लोग अपने मॉडल को रीस्पेसिफाई करेंगे, मॉडल को मॉडिफिकेशन करेंगे, और उसके बाद फिर वो वैल्यू हम चेक करेंगे कि वो सारी वैल्यूज हमारी ठीक है या नहीं है. तो इसके कई प्रोसेस में करना पड़ता है हमको. मॉडल फिट जरूरी नहीं है कि पहले स्टेप में आपका मॉडल फिट आ ही जाए. सेकंड क्वेश्चन क्या है? ग्रेटिट्यूड.
So I think I mean this is wonderful. I think पहली बार हम लोग देख रहे हैं. So I think अगर we are able to prove our model and everything is fine, I mean then do we need to do those hypothesis testing, because this is including that, right?
नहीं, इसमें hypothesis है.
Hypothesis है. So I think जो हम लोग primitive hypothesis testing सीखे हैं, वो हमें करना नहीं. I think we can do it from here, right?
Yes, you can do sir. और इसके जी जी. तो थैंक यू वेरी मच पार्टिसिपेंट्स. आप लोगों ने काफी पेशेंस के साथ लेक्चर सुना 5 दिनों तक, और बहुत अच्छे ऑडियंस रही हमारी कि बड़े पेशेंटली आप लोगों ने बड़ा कोऑपरेट करके इन सब चीजों को सुना।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
एक चीज में एक बात मैं और कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि कुछ मेरे देखिए लेक्चर वीडियोस हैं, जैसे आप लोग अगर सीखना चाहते हैं इसको तो देखिए YouTube पर, क्या आप देख पा रहे हैं? देखिए ये देख रहे हैं ना? एक मिनट सर, ये देख पा रहे हैं आप लोग चैनल?
जी सर, जी सर, देख रहे हैं
सर। देखिए मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूँ कि हमने अपने वीडियो जो है, जो बेसिक से, जो शुरुआत से, जो हमारे नए रिसर्च स्कॉलर हैं बच्चे, वो डेटा एंट्री से लेके तो ये लेक्चर वीडियो हैं, डेटा एंट्री से लेके जो सारे वीडियोज बनाए जो भी हमने किए हैं, जैसे मैनेजिंग डेटा है, ग्राफ कैसे क्रिएट करते हैं, नॉर्मलिटी, होमोजेनिटी, और इसमें हमने डेटा भी अपना अपलोड कर दिया है। तो डेटा आप डाउनलोड करके खुद प्रैक्टिस भी कर सकते हैं, जैसे जैसे हमने वीडियो में बनाए हैं स्टेप्स लेके। तो घर पे जो अभी हमने देखी, ये सारे टॉपिक कवर करें आपके वीडियो नंबर 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, यहाँ पे एक आपको एक अच्छे उसमें आपको मिल जाएंगे। ये सारे हमने एक्सप्लोरेटरी और मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन तक लगभग 20-25 वीडियो जो भी हमने काम किया उस पर वो दिया है। और स्ट्रक्चरल इक्वेशन मॉडलिंग पे जो आज हमने पढ़ाया उसके भी 9 वीडियो बनाए हैं हमने अलग अलग। तो इनको डिटेल में घर पे जाके भी आप पढ़ सकते हैं। कुछ स्मार्ट पीएलएस की वीडियोस हैं, कुछ आप।
गुड इवनिंग।
जी सर, जी सर।
सर मैं पूछना चाहता था बिगनर्स के लिए कौन कौन से वीडियोस मतलब बेनिफिशियल रहेंगे?
सर ये वीडियो नंबर 1, 2, हमारे जो वीडियो नंबर 1, 2 लगभग 35 वीडियोस हैं। तो बिगिनर्स के लिए जो हमारे नए रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स हैं उनके लिए 1 to 30 लगभग ये हमारे हैं 35-40 के करीब वीडियोस हैं शुरुआत के। इनको अगर कर लेंगे तो मेरे ख्याल में काफी उनको आइडिया मिल जाएगा।
ठीक है सर।
30 वीडियोस?
हाँ जी। जो शुरुआत के हमारे 25-30 वीडियोज हैं। देखिए असली जो है, जैसे इंडिपेंडेंट टी टेस्ट, पेयर टी टेस्ट, एनोवा, फैक्टर एनालिसिस और रिग्रेशन, ये ज्यादा यूज होते हैं। तो इन 5-6 टेक्निक्स को तो आप कर ही सकते हैं।
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
जी
आपने एक चीज बताई है कि जो प्रीवियसली यूज्ड जो अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं इंस्ट्रूमेंट या मॉडिफाई कर सकते हैं, ये मॉडिफाई के बारे में कुछ बताएंगे?
सर मॉडिफिकेशन के लिए ये है कि मान लीजिए कि आप अगर कहीं अगर किसी दूसरे कंट्री में कोई स्किल डेवलप हुआ है तो उसको हम अपने यहाँ पे हमारी कंडीशंस में लेके, यहाँ की इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस डिफरेंट हो सकती है, सोशोलॉजिकल, पॉलिटिक, बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी होती हैं जो डिफरेंट है। तो उसमें कुछ में हम अपने हिसाब से उसको चेंज कर सकते हैं और फिर उसको
आइटम्स को चेंज कर सकते हैं या
आइटम को कुछ हटा भी सकते हैं, उसको जो है इंक्लूड भी कर सकते हैं। लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी फिर हमें उसकी जो है वैलिडिटी चेक करनी पड़ेगी कि क्या अब जो हमारा ये मॉडल वैलिड है या नहीं है। ठीक है?
ओके ओके ओके।